Okay, so opening remarks, and then we'll take your questions.
Well, tough, hard-fought game. I got a lot of respect for the coaches and the players on the other side. They play the game the right way, and really proud of our team, proud of our fans. I thought that our fans showed up today, and had a lot of them there in the stands, and they continue to support us on the road, which I think is tremendous. And they're supporting a good cause because our players play really hard and physical in a tough place to play. The environment is always tough and challenging here, but we thought that if we were able to run the ball early and pound away, that it would take its toll in the second half, and I think that showed through. We've got a lot of places we can improve on, and I'm disappointed in some spurts of decent defense, but I'm also proud of some third down plays that they were able to make that I thought were the difference in the second half.
Kirby, you stopped yourself a lot in the first half of those penalties, but you're a lot more efficient in the second half, especially how big was that taking the ball with an opening kickoff the second half and scoring that. Really got you.
Yeah, I think, some penalties when you're aggressive, we talked all week about no dumb penalties. I didn't think we had dumb penalties. We got a kid pressing a guy that he's wiring the guy, and he's you don't tell him not to press him, he's pressing him. So he wasn't like he was beat. He just had him so jammed up that he probably did it too much. But I don't get upset about those because that's a good sign. I worry about when they can't press them. But I thought the kids played hard, overcame a lot of those penalties. Second half was really important. We came in and talked about what we wanted to do for the opener second half, and talked about how we wanted to try to grind the clock, and it wore down on them a little bit.
What's your biggest concern going into today's game?
I think the young kids playing in the environment. I mean, we got a lot of guys that played in big games like this before. It wasn't the Lamonts and the DeAndre Bakers. It was those guys affecting the younger players. Tyson Campbell, Richard McCown, all the young players who haven't had an opportunity to come in that environment. And we talked to them about trust your training. Trust the fact that you worked out all summer in the heat. Trust the fact that we practice in the heat every day. Trust the fact that we make it very demanding in practice so that the game's easier. And if you trust your training, then you'll overcome a lot. And there would be highs and lows in the game. There'd be ebbs and flows, but we were just going to keep on chopping. And they were able to do that.
How did Cade Mays look to you?
Well, I have to watch the tape, but I thought when he first went in, to watch him a couple plays, he was really physical at the point of attack. Cade's a competitor. Cade's been working at left tackle for a while now, and we have to continue to develop offensive linemen, because if that's who we want to be and we want to create that identity, we got to have more than 5 guys that can help run the ball and help pass pro. I thought he came in a tough situation, played well.
Specifically in the second half, what were the adjustments? I mean, 21-0 run there on offense in the third quarter. Were there adjustments specifically you guys made coming out in that quarter, or was it doing what you do better?
It was doing what we did, the cumulative effect. I mean, at the end of the day, things just wore them down. I mean, you guys always want to make it about adjustments, which I understand, but we stopped them 2, 3 and outs, I think, maybe, and I think that was the backbreaker for their defense. To have to go out there and lean up against those big guys for those 2 long drives just took it out of them, and you could just see the air coming out of them a little bit as we drove down physically. And the big stop of the game to me was either the first or second drive of the second half when we had 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 3. It stopped them. They had to punt it right back to us, and the defense was right back out there. That takes its toll. And I think our conditioning showed through, and a lot of credit goes to Coach Sinclair and his strength staff. They work these kids hard all summer so they can prepare for second halves like that.
How big were those points going into the half and being able to actually put some points up in the second quarter?
I think it was good. It was a momentum deal for us to get a little momentum going in. Probably could have swung either way, because if we miss it, they go in feeling good, and if we make it, we go in feeling much better. It gave us a little cushion, and thought we did a good job managing the clock there. And it was a situation where we probably could have burned another timeout just to get one more play, but we just decided to take the field goal.
How is Nico continuing to get better as a perimeter threat for you?
Well, I think, he's more of an inside threat than perimeter threat. Most of his threats came in the inside, and one of them, to be honest, wasn't so much what we did. They just busted the coverage. They had somebody bust the coverage and left him wide open, and Jake exposed him for it.
A couple guys.
And I'll also say this. Miko's catch for a run, Tyler Simmons had one hell of a block. And that's the one thing our guys on the perimeter take pride in. They're physical. I mean, you ask these other teams, 8, 87, 2, 9, 5, they hit you. And it wears you down.
A couple guys out there said that they were happy how hot it was. That you gave them an advantage, they felt like.
We preached it all week. We didn't say it publicly, but we certainly felt like the hotter it was, the better off we'd be. I mean, we don't worry about what other people say. We worry about what we do. But we practice at 3:30 every day, 4 o'clock. It's hot, and we don't run from it. We work out in the summer. It's hot. So the hotter it is, the deeper we are, the more guys we can play. We think it takes its toll on other teams.
Were you surprised they challenged Bake that much, that early?
I don't know that they were challenging Bake as much as that was where the read went. You know, most of those balls were thrown into the boundary. He was into the boundary, and when they were on the other boundary, they went to Tyson Campbell. So I don't know that it was just going at Bake. It was just where the read took him.
Can you take me through the start of the game? You know, Baker taking the pick, and then you see him drop the ball. What you think?
As far as crossing the line, or yeah, I didn't know. I didn't see the replay. Did he drop it before he got across the line?
Yeah.
So we recovered it, thank God. Yeah, I told him after the play, I said, you dropped it before you crossed the line. He didn't think he did, but I saw us recover it. So I wasn't thinking about much except for Monty or Juwan. Somebody got on it, it looked like. Juwan recovered it, thank goodness he did. So when you score on defense, your probability of winning goes up about 80 or 90%. So it's a big plus for us.
Didn't see Demetrius Robertson touch the ball today. Is he okay? He's just not in the game.
He played a ton. He just got in situations where he was blocking. He had a couple times where the route, they had passes called and the read went the other way. But I saw him out there a lot.
Speaking of Juwan, the middle guys, how well have they played for you so far this season?
I'm lost. You said the middle guys?
The middle linebackers.
The middle linebackers, how well they played? We had some busts today. You know, Monty had a bust where he had the back didn't cover him. A couple times we had busts. I think they played really hard. And like I've told you before, they play by committee. And Coach Schumann does a great job of rolling those guys, keeping them fresh, playing a lot of guys, making sure they understand our calls and checks. But they played really hard. And, you know, we got loose today in some of our coverage, and they made some plays. And we got to get better at our pass coverage, and we got to get better at our pass rush.
Coach, in terms of being able to wear South Carolina down in the second half, what was kind of the key to the offensive line being able to open up those holes? And then on the offensive line, do you have an update on Andrew Thomas' injury?
Yeah, so right now it's an ankle sprain. We don't know to what extent, how bad it's an ankle sprain. So I don't know much right now other than that. As far as the offensive line wearing them down, I think that comes from trying to create an identity. I mean, we believe in running the ball, and we believe in play action. We believe in being able to open it up and throw it. We want balance, but it takes its toll now. I watch our offensive line play against our defensive line, and I think you ask anybody in the country, when you can break somebody's will physically running the ball, it's very demoralizing. And that's what I felt like happened in the second half.
Kirby, several players outside used the word disrespect. They felt like they were disrespected during the week. The guarantee, DeAndre Baker, things like that. Did you want them to feel that this week?
Not really. We didn't sell that or preach that. I mean, they put something up in the weight room, a sticker, but I wanted discipline and composure. And playing in this environment, it's a lot more about discipline and composure. Sometimes when you get into all that disrespect, you get chippy, you make bad decisions. I knew it was going to be a chippy kind of game because both staffs are intense and both programs are physical, but we didn't want our guys getting stupid penalties, and I thought they managed themselves really well in that regard. I don't like using disrespect as a motivating factor.
Kirby, Jonathan Ledbetter said that the defensive line's goal is to hold them under 50 yards rushing. Were you pleased with the way they defended the run today, and how did that help you force South Carolina to maybe being one-dimensional? Yeah, if you control the run game, I think you see that on their defense, then it makes it hard. It's hard to win a game without being able to run the ball. And if you give up enough big plays, which we gave up a few, it makes it tough to win. But when you control the line of scrimmage in this conference, you got an opportunity, and that's what we want to do week in and week out, is control the line of scrimmage and still have good enough skill players to play. I mean, look, we didn't play great in the secondary. We gave up some passes, gave up some things we can't do, but if we can control the line of scrimmage, I can promise you most teams would rather run the ball than have to throw it.
Your running backs, you've been very open about how hard workers they are,
Yeah.
and how they get after. I mean, does it put a smile on your face to kind of see a game like this come and all three of them get a chance to score, all three of them get a chance to make some big plays?
Absolutely. Those guys grind. They do a really good job on our special teams. They're committed to playing hard, protecting the quarterback, catching the ball out of the backfield. They work. And they've got to continue to get better. Because for us to go where we need to go and be the kind of team we need to be, we're not there yet. We're not doing the things we have to do that. And I've told the players that we didn't have the best practice I thought we could have had on Thursday. I was a little disappointed in the offensive practice, and that's got to get corrected for us to be who we want to be. We're not just happy and content with this win. We're looking forward to getting a lot better.
Did you think that Richard didn't catch the ball and it was obvious on that interception and they had already run the play? Was that why you were upset on that?
Yeah, I was very upset that that they ended up buzzing down, I think,
Yeah.
before the play started, so I felt like they were getting a reach for a
down.
second down. I wanted it to be third down, but obviously they buzzed down before that, so they handled it the right way.
Penalty had a lot of yards passing underneath, like you said, Kirby, but the only play you gave up over 20 yards the whole game was a 44-yard touchdown pass at the end.
So, yeah, I didn't realize that. I knew we gave up the one at the end. Tyson got beat, got a little lazy in his coverage, but you know, that's where people are going to have to attack us. That's the MO. They want to throw the ball vertical down the field. We got to make plays, and it's our identity to stop the run, force you to be one-dimensional, and they're going to throw the ball. We got to make plays in the secondary.
What is the identity of this team right now, you think?
I think today, I would say physicality, and it's the most important thing is being physical. Dominate the line of scrimmage, don't flinch, and you know, be able to run the ball, stop the run.
What's the value of a road win this early in the season with all the young guys? You talked so much about needing some adversity. Did you see what you wanted to see there?
Yeah, I thought that one series offensively we lost momentum. You know, we went out, got I think it was a delay. Jake didn't get the playoff early, maybe started going backwards. And basically, offensively, when we execute and we run the play the right way, we have positive plays. When we go out and start self-destructing, we get the crowd back into it. We brought the crowd back into it. They got momentum. They hit some plays on offense. We struggled a little bit. They hit a trick play on us. That was probably the first adversity we had faced. You're going to see that in the SEC, guys. I mean, it just boils down to chopping wood and keep doing it. It's why we make practice tougher than the game, because you practice every day. You only play a game once a week.
It's not going to get talked about much, but after the interception for Jake and just 4
Big stop.
plays and there, does, you know, you talk about kind of that adversity and being able to kind of stand tall in those situations. What was kind of your feeling on that?
That was a big stop. Now that you say that, it was a huge stop. And we talk about momentum swings and putting out the fire on defense. When we turn the ball over, we want them to score less than 2 points on average per turnover. And last year we were able to do that. And it's a big stat for us, putting the fire out when it starts. And hey, look, our guys got tired on defense. I don't know how many plays we played in the first half. I think it was around 50. That's a lot of snaps. So there was some huffing and puffing going on. But I think, again, the conditioning overcame that.
Last
Team
question?
handle the adversity and the hostile environment, especially with SC playing you guys tough early.
I lost you at the beginning there.
So how do you think your team handled the hostile environment and that adversity, especially with SC playing early?
At times, for the most part, handled well. But at times we struggled when we lost a little momentum. Their crowd got into it, and I think that's a big thing. It's always being able to play on the road in the SEC. You got to be able to take the crowd out of the game. When you do that by being physical, dominate the line of scrimmage, and you do that, the stands will be empty in the fourth quarter. And that's what we try to pride ourselves on doing, that, being physical. And we're going to continue to do that, guys. We got a long way to go. I know you guys are going to write, this is a great win. It is a great win. But at the end of the day, we have to get better. We made too many bonehead mistakes that when we play a better team, that we will struggle. And that's the goal for us, is to continue to get better. Thank you, guys.